Hello, Dave Hahn here. I'm going to talk to you about Excel 3, the third week of Excel, and how to complete it and what we want to see when you hand everything in. If you look on the Excel 3 module, you'll see written out are all the instructions and expectations and examples that you can download for completing this assignment. This is going to be new tabs added on to the existing tabs that we did in week 1 and week 2. This week we will be adding 4 tabs, one called Schedule, one called Invoice, one called Line Sheet, one called Competitive Analysis. The schedule is just an exercise in formatting and basic array and data set construction. I have a video here that will walk you through step by step. The only expectation we have is that you fill in all the white space, that we don't have large areas of white space in your schedule where you're unaccounted for. If you don't want to put real information in there, you can put whatever information you want in there, but I just want to see you know how to merge and center cells. I need you to show me you know how to align text in the center, that you know how to do word wrap. Those are the 3 big formatting items that I want to see demonstrated in the schedule page. For the next tab, I would like you to fill it with an invoice. I do have a step-by-step video right here that will guide you through the video. It is to be used with the example PDF for the invoice that you have at the bottom of this page. If you look at that PDF, you'll see we have several items that you can look at. As an example of the schedule, you'll notice that there is no white space. It's a little tiny, but no real white space in the schedule. And on the next page, we have 2 versions of our invoice. One is formatted, and this is how I want the invoice to look when you hand it in, with this white background and no grid lines. And that's achieved through, after you create your data set or your array of information here, and you can see all the grid lines, you will be grabbing certain areas of the invoice and filling it in with a white fill on the cells, and that will give you this kind of clean formatted effect. So I do have this PDF, so you can sit here and go over to these cell addresses and say things like, okay, my tax rate number here is at E18. And then for your tax equation down here, where you take your subtotal, you multiply it by E18, absolute cell reference, and then you have your tax rate. And this is all 3 of these are added together to create your grand total. All of this is discussed in the video, so you should have no problem. Just follow this PDF if you have questions, and then listen to the video and follow the instructions. For the 3rd tab this week, you'll be making line sheets. Line sheets are sales tools created to communicate necessary information about your product to a buyer. I have a little presentation from an old lecture about line sheets that a lot of design students make their senior year, if you want to see a completed line sheet. I also have 2 examples here, before and after formatting, very similar, exactly like what I showed you with the invoice. I have a spec sheet before formatting with all the grid lines, so you can see the addresses where everything lies. This is really just about how you want to put it together and how you want to arrange your information. Please include all the necessary information you want to communicate about your product to the buyer. In particular, after you drag in your JPEG images for your garment, you can go into the Insert Icons or Shapes area and select Lines or Arrows. Drag these in here, draw your lines or arrows, and then add, using word wrap or merge and center, put some necessary descriptive text about your garment in there as well. I do want to see at least one, if not more, of these items to indicate specific things about your garment. You'll also create 3 fabrics. You'll also drag some JPEGs in there and crop the images so that they're all the same size to indicate which fabrics you're going to be using. I also want to see the web page that you found this information at the bottom of your line sheet. After you format it, again, just like the invoice, you'll grab everything on the inside of this box and give the cells a white background, and that fills in all that space. The last thing I want to talk about is competitive analysis. I have a link here to a bunch of old student final projects, and you can see, if you scroll down a little bit, you can see a very good example of some line sheets or spec sheets, as well as some competitive analysis here. You're going to be finding 3 companies carry the same item as the 3 pieces of clothing that you have in your final project, a top, a bottom, and a 1 piece. You're going to copy and paste their logo out here. You're going to resize the rows so that they can fit these pictures. You're going to widen the rows so that you can drop these pictures in, resize them, and so we can, at a glance, we can see which piece of clothing we're talking about and all the necessary information about our competition, which sizes they're offering, the lengths, the fiber content, the fabric, care instructions, the price, or all 3 garments. You're going to just draw a simple grid and do some market research while you're shopping, or just go to the internet, go to these websites, do a little bit of market research, copy and paste the information in here, and then format your array with a white background to clean it up. The last thing I want to talk about is how you're going to hand all of this in. Again, we're going to have one workbook that has all 3 weeks of Excel on that one workbook. So if you've been doing separate workbooks week to week, you're going to need to click inside that page, Control or Command A to select everything on that page. You'll hit copy or cut, and then you'll go to the workbook that you plan on handing in, add a new tab, and paste that information in there so that all of the tabs will be on one workbook. So your workbook will look like this. Tab 1 will have sales, tab 2 will say percent change, tab 3 is markdowns, tab 4 is markups, tab 5 is units to order or on buy, however you want to phrase that. Tab 6 is your schedule, tab 7 is your invoice, tab 8 is one line sheet, and tab 9 is one competitive analysis. I need you to save this as an Excel workbook. After you have your Excel worksheet saved, your final workbook is saved as an Excel workbook, we also need to make a PDF and have it all appear on one page. So this one is ready to go to hand in as our Excel workbook. Now we need to turn this into a PDF. You go to File, we go to Save As. You're going to pick a place of where, of course, you're going to save it. And then you're going to put your name in it, like the student did. And then you're going to go PDF. And then once you do that, you're going to save it. And hopefully everything is on one page. Now, when you save it as a PDF, it's the same as when you go to print it. On a Mac, you have to go into Page Setup. On a PC, it's usually in a print area. But when you're doing the print or print preview, if you scroll down a little bit, you will see these options, conversion options, and you want to select Fit Paper Width. That means if your tables happen to spill out past the edge of an 11 by 14 border, Acrobat will automatically resize your table to make it appear on one page. If you fail to say Fit to Paper or Fit Paper Width, your tables could get split between 2 pages and you will lose the points for that table. I think that's it. Let me know if you have any questions. Good luck. Excel is in your life now. Thank you. Goodbye.